Hey there, it's E Squared Photography. I'm Erin.
And I'm Emily, and we are here to keep things simple and fun.
Do you ever freeze up when trying to pose senior girls? Well, here today we are going to talk about 10 stunning pose ideas for them.
And if you are brand new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can be notified of future videos.
And by the end of this video today, we hope you have a few new poses that you can add to your collection.
And make sure to stick around until the end because we have something special just for you. All right, so let's talk about what we are going to cover in today's video. So we are going to go through our posing flow. We're going to talk about flattering tips and our 10 go-to poses that we use at a session.
Just real quick here, let's talk about how we kind of flow through our posing when we're working with senior girls. So we always look at what is their base stance. So we usually start with them standing, then sitting, and then squatting, and if it works, then we'll have them lay. So we're really going from top to bottom. And so when we are having them stand, sit, squat, and lay, we are repeating and repeating and repeating all of the different things that we can think of, whether it be where they're looking, the type of smile they're giving us, what they're doing with their legs, what they're doing with their hands. Is it in their hair? Is it grabbing an arm? Is it maybe they're walking as they're standing? So there's lots of different variations within those base stance.
Okay, the next thing we want to talk about is some tips when you're posing. Before we get into the actual poses, some tips when you're posing senior girls that will help flatter their body. The first tip here is always to have them pop that knee, and we always have them pop the knee that is closest to us. That kind of creates a natural lean towards the camera, and it's a lot more flattering. The next pose, the next thing we like to do is when they are posing for us, we are asking them to put their hand on their waist, the smallest part of their waist, and not their hip. And that's going to be a lot more flattering on them than if this girl here had her hand further down on her hip. It's not as flattering. The next one is to make sure that they are using soft fingers. A lot of times they'll get nervous or cold and they'll start to have their hands in fists. So we just always remind them to relax their fingers. When we have our seniors walking, we are always modeling this for them, but we always tell them to crisscross their legs because it looks a lot nicer than if they just walk their natural way. And then the last tip when we are posing, we're always looking for triangles to be happening. So a bend in the elbow, a bend in the knee, any triangle that you can have is going to make the image more appealing and the senior look better.
All right, let's talk about some of our absolute favorites. We're gonna talk about our 10 go-to poses. So looking at this one here, our number one, this is our absolute favorite, is any sort of walking pose. Now within a walking pose, you can do it in so many different ways, reminding them to cross at their feet as they're walking. They can walk and play with their hair, as you see with the girl with the jersey. They can walk and peek back. Maybe they have a prop like a hat or flowers that they can use. Or they can just walk and be looking away or looking at the camera. There's lots of different variations that you can have them do with a walk. Another idea is the ring pose. So we call this the ring pose because if you look at all of their fingers here, it looks like they're fidgeting with a ring that might be on their finger or just playing with their fingers. So you can do this from straight on, from the side, or you could even have them like the girl in the hot pink. She's peeking back at us and playing with the ring, but we really like this one. This can also work really well for just getting a nice close-up shot. Along with a close-up shot is also our number 3 pose that we go to all the time is the elbow grab. This can be done again straight on. We're looking at the soft fingers here, but it also can be done from the side. And when we do it from the side, we're having them kind of lean towards the camera and letting their hair fall forward. One of our other go-to poses, number 4, is sitting with one leg up. So you can see here, there's a few variations of sitting with one leg up. The girl on the left there, she has her hand off to the side. The girl on the top, she has her hand in her hair. The girl with the red high heels, she's grabbing her leg in front of her. And then there's another variation with a volleyball, but all of it is tucking one leg under and putting one leg up. So real quick here, just comment below and tell us, what is your biggest posing struggle, especially with seniors? We want to know. Okay, let's jump into the next 5 poses. This is kind of a fun one. So number 5 is what we call the kick. So they could have a prop, they might not, but we just like them to have them kick a heel up. And a lot of times they have super cute shoes on, and so it's a good way to show those off too, but it's just more of a fun little pose that we like. And you can see the girl in the hot pink, that's a fun variation too, where she's kind of shrugging her shoulders with her hands in front. As far as squatting goes, so remember we're going from standing to squatting to sitting to laying, but squatting can be fun depending on what they have on. Obviously it's going to work better with pants, but these are some different variations of squatting. Again, vary where they're looking, maybe how they're squatting, what legs up, what they're doing with their hands. You can see that a couple of them have their hands in their hair, but just some other ideas with squatting. Number 7, our go-to pose. We really love this in a field when they have dresses on, as you can tell here. But this is called the runaway pose. And so we demonstrate this for them by actually showing them how it's going to look. They do this extremely slow, but it adds a little bounce in their hair and a little fun and movement into the end result, or the image in the end. And so we just have them kind of run away. A lot of times we'll have them holding their dress if that works for their specific dress. One of our other go-to poses, pose number 8, is using something to sit on. So rather than just sitting down on the ground, if there's a curb nearby or if there are stairs nearby, we allow them to sit. So some things to pay attention to here is trying to keep hands soft. A lot of times we'll have them cross at their ankles, or we'll knock their knees together. Another go-to pose, number 9, is the lean. So it's always awesome if there's something nearby that they can lean on, whether it be a railing or a wall or the bale of hay that you see there. But if they can have something to lean on, there's a lot of different ways that you can have them leaning on the side, putting an arm up as they're leaning on the side, or even leaning their back on the wall or whatever it is they're leaning on. So using things in your surroundings as a prop can always add to the end gallery. And our last go-to pose, number 10, is always encourage props. When you have props in photos, it really adds to the image and draws your attention in. So whether it be a tennis racket, a volleyball, a bouquet of flowers is really popular right now, but also something fun that they maybe are obsessed with or have an interest in, like the girl with the shoes.
So our biggest piece of advice is to really keep it simple and don't overcomplicate it. When we are posing, we are repeating poses with new outfits, new locations. We will use the same pose, but really thinking through that workflow is going to help you simplify it and not overcomplicate it. Now, one little tip that we do is we have a folder on our phones that with some pose ideas that we've done before that are really unique or fun that we pull up if we do for some reason freeze up, or if we see like, hey, this could be really cool, something different. We will pull that out, but not very often. We really do keep it simple with our senior girls. All right, so we hope that this video was helpful. And like we said, we have something for you. We have our free senior posing and planning guide in the description below, so make sure to check that out.
Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with a friend so we know to make more videos just like this one.
And we will see you next time.